You've probably seen L-Theanine pop up on supplement bottles or heard people talking about it. It's this thing that promises to make you feel calm, but also focused. So what is it really? And does the science actually back up all the hype? Well, let's get into it.
I mean, who isn't, right? We're all looking for a little bit of mental clarity in the middle of all the daily chaos. Whether you need it for work, for studying, or just to get through your day, the idea of something that gives you a calm, focused edge is, well, it's pretty appealing. And that's exactly the niche L-Theanine is trying to fill.
So what is this stuff? Basically, L-Theanine is just a natural amino acid. You find it mainly in the leaves of the plant that gives us green and black tea. It's also in a few types of mushrooms. So if you've ever sipped a cup of green tea and felt that nice, gentle sense of calm wash over you, yeah, you've already experienced L-Theanine.
Okay, let's tackle its biggest claim to fame. The idea that it's this little dose of calm in your cup. Is that just a vibe people get from drinking tea, or is there some real science that shows L-Theanine can actually help us relax and deal with stress?
Here's the big promise, and it's what makes L-Theanine so unique. People call it alert relaxation. Think about it. Most things that calm you down might also make you want to curl up for a nap. L-Theanine is supposed to ease your mind while keeping you sharp and focused. It's the calm without the couch lock, if that makes sense.
And you know, this isn't just people saying it feels good. Researchers have really dug into this. For instance, a major review looked at 5 different high-quality clinical trials. And the results? In 4 out of those 5 studies, they found a real, measurable link between taking L-Theanine and feeling less stress and anxiety, especially when people were put in stressful situations. That's a pretty strong signal that this effect is the real deal.
But the story doesn't stop with just feeling less stressed out. Nope, the research is starting to suggest that the benefits could go way beyond that, touching everything from our ability to focus to how well we sleep and maybe even our immune system.
So get this. On top of calming you down, there's evidence that L-Theanine can actually sharpen your mind. It seems to help boost focus and attention. I mean, what a combo, right? Imagine feeling both relaxed and more dialed in at the same time.
And here's where things get really, really fascinating. That mental boost you get from L-Theanine, it seems to get supercharged when you pair it with caffeine. It's a natural combination, right? It's already there in tea. And that might just be why a lot of people say tea gives them a much smoother, more steady energy boost compared to coffee.
This slide shows it perfectly. Over here, you've got caffeine by itself. Sure, it wakes you up, but it can also bring on those awful jitters and that inevitable crash later. But when you add L-Theanine into the mix, you get something totally different. You're still alert, but it's a focused alertness. People in studies say they feel less tired, and this is the key part, they don't get those jittery side effects.
Let's look at a specific study to see how this works. Researchers took a group of young adults and gave them about 97 milligrams of L-Theanine with 40 milligrams of caffeine. Now, for perspective, that's less caffeine than you'd find in a lot of coffees. They then had them do some pretty tough mental tasks, and the group that took the combo performed better. They were more focused, more alert, and they just felt less tired doing it.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Hold on, how can something that helps you focus also help you sleep? It sounds like a total contradiction, right? But the idea is that L-Theanine isn't a sedative that knocks you out. Instead, it helps you relax and can lower your resting heart rate, which gets your body into a better state for falling asleep and staying asleep.
And we can even put a number on it. One study found that a dose of 400 milligrams really helped improve sleep quality in both animals and humans. Other studies have even seen it help boys with ADHD get longer, more restful sleep. Now, the results are definitely promising, but we for sure need more research to know for sure. And the list of what L-Theanine might be able to do just keeps growing. Some research hints that it could boost your immune system, maybe even cutting down on things like colds. Other studies suggest it could help control blood pressure spikes when you're stressed and even reduce inflammation in your gut. These are still pretty new areas of research, but they're definitely exciting to watch.
All right, so we've talked about all the cool potential benefits, but with any supplement, you absolutely have to look at the other side of the coin. It's so important. So let's get into the fine print, the risks, the side effects, and all the stuff you really need to know before even thinking about it.
So first up, the good news. On its own, L-Theanine is generally seen as pretty safe. As of right now, there are no confirmed direct side effects that have been reported from just taking L-Theanine by itself. Most people seem to tolerate it really well.
But that is not the whole story, not by a long shot.
The way you take L-Theanine and the simple fact that it's a supplement brings up some incredibly important things we have to talk about.
So, what are the real things to consider? Number one, and this is crucial, L-theanine is sold as a supplement, which means the FDA doesn't regulate it for safety, purity, or even if it works. Second, if you're getting it from tea, drinking huge amounts can lead to caffeine issues like nausea or feeling irritable. It's also advised that pregnant or breastfeeding women should limit how much they have. But honestly, the most serious thing to know is how it can interact with other medicines.
And this is a big one. I really need everyone to hear this. According to Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, there's a compound in green tea called EGCG that can actually make certain chemotherapy drugs, like one called bortezomib, less effective. This is a critical, potentially dangerous interaction, and it's exactly why anyone who is undergoing cancer treatment must talk to their doctor before using green tea or any L-theanine supplements.
Phew, okay. So after diving into the research, the benefits, and those very real risks, what's the final takeaway here? How do we balance the pros and cons of something like L-theanine?
Let's just boil it down real quick. First, we know L-theanine is a natural compound from tea that offers this unique alert relaxation. Second, the research looks pretty solid for its benefits on stress, and especially for focus when you pair it with caffeine, and maybe even for sleep. And third, and this is the most important part, it's an unregulated supplement that comes with some serious fine print, especially that critical drug interaction for chemotherapy patients.
So that leaves us with one last question to think about. L-theanine is, well, it's fascinating. It's a natural substance with benefits for the mind that are actually backed by science. But it exists in this unregulated market where you have to be careful. So is it a helpful tool for navigating our crazy modern lives, or is it just another wellness gamble? The answer, like with most things, means weighing the evidence for yourself and, most importantly, always talking to a doctor first.